during your career with the Chicago Bears, they hire Buddy Ryan as the defensive coordinator that came in. Memories of the legendary Buddy Ryan?
Buddy was never happy with anything. He was a master sergeant in the Korean War. That's all you needed to know. He's a sergeant. You ever see a movie on television you ever see a happy sergeant or a guy that was satisfied with anybody? No, zero. That was Buddy Ryan. And, he came in, he was a defense coordinator with the Vikings, and he had that great fearsome foursome up there, the Alan Page and all those great players that were in the National Football League Hall of Fame. And then he comes to Chicago Bears, and we're okay on defense, but we're not very good, really. We're not good at anything. That was after 1977. We'd gone to our first playoff game and lost badly to the Dallas Cowboys. And so we got this guy, Buddy Ryan, that came in. And, but here's what I love about Buddy. Buddy was willing to try anything. Our pass rush wasn't the greatest, so he started trying different things. And he was experimenting. I mean, I give him all the world of credit. He just said, he had an all-pro safety in Minnesota, Paul Krause, a guy that was 6'3", that used to play like 20 yards deep. In fact, a lot of times when you're watching video, Brad, you couldn't even see the guy. He wasn't even on the screen. That's how far. In other words, when they film games, they film the lines of scrimmage, offense, defense, and then usually like 10 or 15 yards, either behind the running backs or behind the linebackers and the safeties. He would get so deep on the field, you won't even see him on the film, which meant you had to run 40 yards before you even ran into this guy. So that's all he did. He got interceptions, and Paul Krause is a great safety, but I don't think he liked to tackle. He wasn't head first like I was. I tackled. I played defense like I played kickoff team. Everything was a blow up. Everything was full speed. Nothing was breakdown. I'm trying to run through you. When you're running at me, so you don't have a chance to make a move. I'm not going to give you time to think whether you want to go left or right. I'm going to run full speed at you, and I'm going to aim for your waist. I may hit your left or right knee or your left or right hip or shoulder if you decide to duck, but it's going to be like a cruise missile. And if I miss you, it's going to be at full speed. So you're going to have to do some kind of an incredible move to get away from me that you're going to be off balance, and then one of our other players can make a tackle. So, but anyway, Buddy came in, and he saw me making all these tackles, all these games, and he said, "Man, you're like a linebacker." He goes, "But you're playing safety." And I said, "Yeah, okay." He goes, "Well, we're gonna change things up." And one day we came into our meetings, and he didn't say anything, and he starts drawing something on the board. And Buddy wasn't an X and O's guy. He was about numbers. He put all the numbers on the board. So if you were number 55 or you're number 72 or whatever, that number was on the board. It wasn't an X. It wasn't an O. He did none of that except for the offense. So defensively, we knew exactly who we were and who he was putting in there. And he draws his defense up, and he puts 46 right in the middle of the defense, like the middle linebacker. And then he goes through all these assignments, and what he did was he slid the defensive line, just slid them down the line of scrimmage to the weak side. And he put the two linebackers over top of the tight end, and then myself, in the original 46, I was the middle linebacker, and Jeff Fisher, if you remember, the coach and player from USC, was the weak side linebacker, and Gary Fensick was our free safety. Gary was a receiver at Yale. He was more conditioned to want to catch balls and do interceptions. To me, I wasn't. One thing that really bothered me watching football games, the times where the quarterback threw the ball down the field and the defensive back is trying to guess where the ball is, trying to intercept it or trying to get the ball away, and he misjudges, and the guy catches the ball and runs for a touchdown. I always set a vow to myself, that's never going to happen to me. You know why? Because when that ball comes and that receiver comes, the receiver is going to be on his back. He's not going to be picking up the ball and running 30 or 40 yards for a touchdown. Now, I may not get the interception. The receiver is not going to be getting up. They're going to bring him out there with a stretcher because he's looking back for the ball. I want to get in those guys' mind. So when they watch this film and they play against Chicago Bears and they run crossing routes, they know without a doubt that Doug Plank is going to take them out. And they're not going to catch the ball. So the last thing on their mind, when they come running across the field, that in some crazy world they're going to catch this ball and go for a touchdown. It's never, ever going to happen. And I never let it happen. I missed some interceptions as a result of it, but it was a good decision.